I'm not like that crazy excited for it. It would just be me lying if I said I was. So I need to I think I should start going into films not expecting anything. Might be the Ephraim jinx as to when I give film no hope. To wow me, it just does that and then some. But yes, the biggest Mad Max hater is here, and I believe what I experienced in this movie is what everybody else experienced with Fury Road. As to when we throw that term blockbuster, big Hollywood blockbuster. Don't get me wrong, we have gotten a couple this year, but there are certain films that have also fallen under that umbrella. And if you look at them side by side with these other films, we need to give a bigger or greater term for films like Furiosa. And if you have not guessed already, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, was a phenomenal film, at least for me. And I previously mentioned that I hate the Mad Max films, at least the two I've watched, which were the first one, I have a video on that, and Fury Road. Maybe it's because I watched Fury Road when I was younger, but it still haunts me till now. So I did not rewatch this while going into this movie, and I went into this film completely blind, thought doing so. And although I would guess that some of the stuff in this film were connected to Fury Road, like Crazy Joe or whatever his name was, it did not matter, as this film completely stands on its own two legs. And that is the one thing I really commend this film for. It can stand by itself, and it's its own thing. Being a prequel, it does suffer from having to show that, and to show how this came about. But it did all of that so organically. It did it in a way that you feel satisfied as a viewer, and you go, whoa, that just happened. And it carries you along in this film rather than it just being cheap entertainment. And also the inclusion of like Crazy Joe and his family. And I loved him in this. I truly did. With like his sons, his generals, everything. It was just so fun to see them in the film. They were like nowhere near the main focus, but the little times we get to interact with them in this film, it was just perfectly well done and well crafted. And it was enough. They also served as a bit of like a comedy relief. Sometimes, I can't lie, the jokes didn't land for me personally, but they're there. And speaking of well-crafted things, this film is an action movie spectacle. There's this one long scene, I think it's reminiscent to the ones you see in Fury Road, of Furiosa on this tanker. Simply insane. I hope I do not spoil anything, but oh my goodness. Like the level of attention that whole segment gave me edge of the seat. It gave me edge of the seat entertainment. I did not realize I was watching a movie till that there was this one reveal. I'm not gonna really say anything. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but like I didn't notice I was watching a movie till that point. My mind went back to that first Mad Max film while watching this, and my point still stands. That's not a really good movie, but like I was just thinking to myself, this is what this George Miller guy was trying to achieve with this film, and 30-40 years later, he has made it in the best. I don't know if you can make it better than this, but I hope you can for maybe the next Mad Max film. But he has made it to this great level, and I just tip my hat to the genius of him, because pulling off what he did here is simply incredible. A billion things happen in that one scene. People are swinging, guys are flying, bikes are falling down, tumbling. People are just like, bro, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's just incredible. The action in this film is insane. But out of everything in this film, the one thing that really stands out to me, the one thing I really loved about this film, the one thing that made me put my hands on my head several times in the cinema, was simply the cinematography and the use of color. The scale too of this movie is just incredible. Like, I don't know where they shot it. It's big. It's great. But I don't know. It's just you can have a big film, but the way you shoot it fails to show you that size. But it's not only the cinematography, it's also the use of color. The film is gorgeous. It's so beautiful to look at. And I hope a lot of people, when they watch this, they see the beauty that they have set on here. See, I don't know how they did it, whether it was the color grading in the editing room or the cinematographer's choice of filters. But these two guys, the two people, the two teams involved in that, they did their job. And they did it well. Like, at the start, we see some sandstorm, and the whole tone of the film just changes to this orange. And it's beautiful to look at. Another time it was red, and there was this time with the blacks. Ugh, my head wanted to explode. Overall, Furiosa is magnificent. It's so beautiful to look at. It's so jaw-dropping to watch. It's such an expertly crafted film that sets our lead Furiosa on this journey for vengeance, and Anya understood her assignment and did the business as that character. She was so cool in this movie. Shout out to that little girl too that plays her at the start. She was great in this. I feel like this movie is really long, so I feel like when we switch to Furiosa, you kind of forget about her, but she was amazing in the start. And speaking of the film's length, I didn't even feel it 1 minute. It just went by. Not a minute in this film was wasted. It was expertly paced. Out of all the good movies I've watched this year, I feel like some of them are falling in that void of being like, you could have removed maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes from this film. But this film, for me at least, I felt like everything was just perfect. It moved at this perfect pace. This movie is phenomenal. Go watch Furiosa and be blown. Go watch Furiosa and be blown away. Thank you for watching this video. Watch another video of mine. Peace.